So we just had the Nintendo Direct. We are April 2nd. So we had the Nintendo Direct giving us more details, not all the details, for the upcoming Nintendo Switch 2. And I'm excited, but at the same time, I am a little bit disappointed, but more so with details that we haven't gotten yet about the console. And as well, I made a joke in the chat before the thing started. Mario is missing 2, and I kind of ended up being right. So the thing that I'm the most disappointed actually is the lack of a new 3D Super Mario game. Now, doesn't mean that we're not going to get a new Super Mario 3D game. We did get Mario Wonder, a 2D game 2 years ago, but I was kind of expecting, traditionally we have a Mario game with the launch of all the consoles, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm mistaken, let me know in the comments. But I was really expecting a new Super Mario 3D game, like Super Mario Odyssey Part 2, but we didn't get that. So I'm not gonna be talking too much about the games in this video. I'm gonna be mostly talking about the Nintendo Direct and the hardware. So the hardware-wise, it is a little bit bigger than the original Nintendo Switch, but they still decided to, for some reason, instead of going with an OLED, they're releasing it with an LCD screen. Why? No idea, but I bet you I could figure out why. Nintendo Switch 2 Pro 3 years down the line with an OLED screen, just like they did with the previous one. In 2025, there's really no reason for them to be doing something like this. It should be an OLED by default. If I understood correctly, the screen is going to be 1080p resolution with a very, very high frame rate of up with 120 frames per second. That's cool, but again, why limit the screen to 1080p, right? But when you have it in dock mode, that's when you get your full HD. So that's going to be cool because I don't play console, I don't play handheld games. When I played my Nintendo Switch before I gave it to my nieces, I played it always on the TV. So at least on your TV, you can play it up to 4K with 60 frames per second. So that's always cool. So there's some things that I was hoping that they were these are basic things, and I'm not sure why exactly they omitted to share them. So we can live stream of sorts. So they have this new feature where you can play with your friends and you could see each other playing the game live. So best way to describe it, like you're Skyping or doing a Zoom call, but you're all playing games. So you can see each other if you have the camera ready. I'll get to the camera in a second. So we know that we have some sort of live stream capabilities. So why didn't they just expand on it and say, and you'll also be able to do live stream to YouTube, Twitch, directly from the console itself with using the webcam as well. So I don't know why they didn't go the extra mile and tell us if we will or will not be able to live stream. I guess that's going to be in a later Nintendo Direct, but again, this is your Direct for officially discussing the capabilities of the Nintendo Switch 2 times. So again, very weird that they didn't mention the streaming. So we are also able to do some sort of captures, but again, they didn't go into any detail whatsoever regarding the capture. So the reason why I didn't do a lot of gameplay videos for the Nintendo Switch 1 times was because it was a nightmare and a big hassle to do recording with capture cards that never met my standards. The best way I did it was actually using my camera to record my 4K TV and play around with the visuals to make it look less like I'm recording from my television. to make it in 4K, but all other manners that I've tried, they were not to my standards. As you guys can see, most of my videos are always in 4K, right? Especially the gameplay videos. So again, they didn't give us the details of how and the quality that we can record. They did give us details regarding expandable memory. You can use a SD express cards, so you can't use the old school SD cards. It has to be express. So this is my simple ask: 1080p in 60 frames per second for at least 30 minutes direct recording, either to the internal hard drive, which is a pretty decent 256 gigabytes, or give us the option of recording to the external, either through the SD card or an expandable external hard drive, SSD or standard, you know? That's pretty much what I want. That way I can do my gameplay videos. And then we get to the camera part, which the camera itself looks very generic, like very first generation models. I don't know why they went with such a basic look of it. It's just a circular camera that's like this, that you can also put on a stand. The video capture that they were showing, it pretty much looks like 5 megapixel front-facing camera that you would find on standard smartphone. So that is a weird choice. Like, we're 2025. I understand the data transfers and whatever. We also have 1 gig transfer rates today with fiber optic and things like this. So if you have the bandwidth for it, I think we should be able to broadcast at least in 1080p, because that footage was very rough. So early in the broadcast, like, everybody was confused. I was watching it live, so they were talking about, so the new Mario Kart definitely looks awesome. So that's going to be my day one purchase for sure. So they had said that the new Mario Kart World or Tour, yeah, Mario Kart World will be available same day as the Nintendo Switch. And then they showed a date, April 17, and you're watching the chat, and it was like, whoa, the Switch 2 is coming out in 2 weeks. Bro, I got so excited. And then 20 minutes later, they said it was the Switch 2 is coming out June 5th. So I was really confused. So I had to rewatch it a second time, and I understood afterwards that the direct for the Mario Kart World video is coming out April 17. Man, we are so close. So the official release date for the Nintendo Switch is going to be June 5th. So we pretty much have about 2 months to wait. I was hoping also that they were going to announce a pre-order date. So I had set up GameStop, Best Buy, Walmart, Amazon, so I could be hopefully guaranteed a pre-order if it was available today to start the pre-orders. But nope, they did not mention anything regarding pre-order availability and when it's going to start. There's another direct, like we said, for the Mario Kart, so we might get more details that date. So again, I kind of want to finish up with the video talking about a little bit about the games, but there's pretty much only 2 games that I wanted to talk about. Again, that was Mario is actually missing. There's no Mario game as of yet. Hopefully we'll get something, but there was another game that completely came out of left field, and everybody was shocked about it for a couple of reasons. So there's a new From Software game that's coming out, and man, everybody thought it was Bloodborne 2. The way the trailer was set up, the way the characters look, everybody was expecting Bloodborne 2. And then the name of the game is Duskblood, the Duskbloods. So that definitely hints at multiplayer. So you'll be able to summon other players like in Elden Ring. So that's an interesting idea. And it's an exclusive for the Nintendo Switch too. What the hell is freaking wrong with FromSoft and Bloodborne on the PlayStation? Everybody's been asking for a Bloodborne 2 or a PlayStation 5 patch or a PlayStation 4 patch that would give it to us at least 1080p with the 60 frames that everybody's been dreaming about. But no, they do a Bloodborne-esque game exclusive only to the Nintendo Switch 2. Why? Like, I don't have a huge problem with it because I'm going to be getting the Nintendo Switch 2 and I'll be playing it, obviously, but come on, From Software. Because I had heard like a couple years ago, they were interviewing Miyazaki, and he pretty much said, look, we're ready for a Bloodborne 2 or a remaster of Bloodborne 1. We're just waiting for, we just don't have the go-ahead from Sony. So, what's going on? So the other game that I wanted to discuss, which also goes into a new feature for the Nintendo Switch 2, and that's the mouse ability. So I don't know if it's both, I don't remember if they had said if it's both mice have it or only one. No, actually both mouse should, both Joy-Cons should have the mouse because there's a game specific. I understand the concept and what they're going for. So there's a new game that they're going to be coming out. It's going to be exclusive for the, obviously for the Switch 2. And it requires the Joy-Cons to be held in the mouse position. So the reason why I keep going like this. So you're playing, it's a wheelchair basketball. So your movement, like I don't know if they're gonna give you options to use the controller as per normal, but you're pretty much gonna be using the Joy-Cons as the means to control your character, and you move forward, backwards, side, like that with the Joy-Cons. I'm broke. That's gonna be very tiring. So that's weird, but like the whole, to me, like I'm having a hard time wrapping my mind around how big that feature is going to be, the mouse feature, because you can pretty much still do like you should still be able to do everything with the Joy-Con regular that you would with the mouse. Like the reason why mice work is because they're ergonomic. Like they're designed for your hand to be comfortable, like this. So your hand hugs the mouse, and you have your fingers controlling the everything else. But with this, you're holding it. You know, here. You're holding the mouse like this. It doesn't seem very comfortable. I know they have the ergonomic mice that you can hold like this, but the reason why you can hold those mice like this is because they're tall. But the Joy-Cons are short. So you're holding it very awkwardly. The Joy-Cons are bigger, and that's actually a very, very big plus. The buttons are bigger, the analog stick is bigger, the triggers are bigger. It's weird. It's weird. That's why I'm saying, like, it's not the wheelchair concept that is weird. It's the how you can be controlling it with an awkward holding of your Joy-Cons for the mouse. So that means both mice should have the optical sensor. And then we have a new Nintendo Pro controller. I'm definitely going to be purchasing it. I'm sure it's going to be much bigger than the older Pro controllers, but they also have two new buttons in the back of it that you can program for other functions. So my day one purchases: Switch 2, Mario Kart World, Jamboree, because that looks actually interesting with the Switch 2 upgrade for it, and the controller, and hopefully a new Super Mario 3D game, right? So I'm excited, but I'm disappointed with what they've omitted and the lack of a new Super Mario game. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up. So stay tuned for a couple of new videos. I am gonna be doing the unboxing of the Bowser action figure from the movie, and I will also be assembling at some point, hopefully soon, my new Yoshi Lego. And I have a few Nintendo Switch gameplay videos that I haven't uploaded, so I might edit those and upload them as well. And if you guys enjoy the video, you know what to do. Come back for the next video. I appreciate you guys giving me a lot of your time today. Jigga Vega, Michael out. Stay stellar. I'll catch you on the next one. Check the links in the description. Later.